Good, good morning and welcome to the Maintaining Sanity podcast. I'm your host, therapist Isaac Huddleston, here with my best friend, author and therapist Eugena Lomax. And before we celebrate us, we have a special guest who
Special.
does not need an introduction. St. Louis' very
No.
own business owner,
Mm.
foundation owner,
Talk about it.
father,
Talk about it.
brother,
Talk
community
about it.
activist,
For
All
sure.
those.
I
and
got a lot
former
of things.
NFL starting running back for sure. 314's very own Laurence Maroney. Welcome to the Maintaining Sanity podcast. Make some noise
Thank
for
you,
us.
thank you, bless.
We need to
Thank
we need to say the STL legend, because
you.
like
Hey,
people be
I ain't
forgetting.
gonna say it. I ain't gonna say it, but I was gonna nudge it out there. I was
For
gonna
sure.
pat my
Hey,
own shoulder.
we got you. STL legend. If you ever need a gas up, we're where you need to be.
Oh, for sure. You listen, I like to keep my tank on full. You hear me?
For sure. And I want to get right into it, Lawrence. You have a foundation and you are having an event that speaks about mental health in sports, and it's a topic that's we're so passionate about. We are both therapists, and so we talk about mental health all the time. And you having this event, I definitely want to give you a platform to talk about it. Speak about your foundation and kind of what got you here today.
Well, the foundation ain't new. Let me start off and say that. It's really just breathing life back into it. When I first
Okay.
got drafted, we put I started my foundation back in 2006, and as I was playing 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, I think 2012 was the last event my foundation did. So over that period of time, we did a lot of great things. Put on and a lot of my things I did through my camp, was free based because coming from this environment, coming from this city, a lot of things I knew I couldn't afford, and I really wanted to keep that in a lot of community to be a part of and have some good without having to charge them for it. And so,
Thanks.
me starting back up, breathing life back into my foundation, uh, in the times we in now, athlete mental awareness is huge, and I'm just glad that it's starting to get the light on it. You know what I'm saying? There's always been an issue, way back when it just didn't have the light, and the fact that now the light's on it, and now that we even getting people talking about it is huge. And so, me coming back out and me reintroducing myself to the community, I think it's only right to start here from this perspective because the long gap, separation from me and being in the community was because a lot of mental health issues that I have to deal with myself. And so, putting it on, it's not just for the athletes, it's for everybody. And it's also for me. You know what I'm saying? I don't have all the
Thanks.
information. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, is allowing me to get the information and the help that I need as far as giving the community and everybody else the information and the help that they may need. And so, really just trying to put on a fun family event, you know what I'm saying, for the community. Just to come out and have a good time, especially in these times where it's so much negative surrounding our city. It's just we just need some little bit of brightness, some little bit of positivity. And so knowing that, this 5 hour event, for these 5 hours, if I can just let a person be at peace, be able to relax, be able to let their hair down, be able to just enjoy life for these 5 hours, to take them away from whatever negative they have going on in their background, it's a win for me. Also providing resources.
Big time. Uh Lawrence, that's awesome. So I was wondering, as far as like you as an athlete and you as an individual, when did you decide like I got to do something different for my mental health?
Oh man, it's crazy because I said all the time, half the time, I don't think people even notice or don't know that they even have a mental health issue. And I think for me, when a lot of things went south for me in my life around the 2013, 14, 15, 16 era, it was really a reality check. It was almost living a double life. It's like things for me financially weren't great, the scenes weren't great, but when I come out into the public opinion, it's still all that's going around me. And so it was like,
Dude.
trying to be that and trying to deal with all the darkness that's really on the inside that people can't see. It was a problem, but still didn't never have time to acknowledge it, to face it head on, because at the end of the day, life still goes on. Still got to figure out how to provide food on the table, how to stay above water. So not really even having time to even assess that moment was tough. Because you have so many people depending on you. So it was just like, for me now that I was able to get myself on stable ground again, saying, on flat surface. 'Cause I was working from within the hole for a while. So, able to get back on flat surface, it was like, now is the time to be able to, because at the end of the day, like I said, I'm looking for the resources. I'm looking
Yeah.
for the help. And so it's just like, I'm not trying to be greedy and stingy and keeping it for myself. Is really trying to be able to put it out there for the community and for the kids that are the athletes that's like me with the pressure. But like I said, it's really not just for athletes, it's for anybody that's dealing with a mental health issue. You know what I'm saying? I definitely want them to be able to come out here and get the resources and just have the feel good moment.
Got you. And thank you for that. And it's May. The event is May 6th. It'll be held at Normandy High School. What time does it begin?
10 to 3. And
10
not
to 3.
CPT time, though.
not CPT time. Not CPT time. We're starting on time. We're starting on time.
Yes, we Central
Standard
Standard Time.
And Lawrence, you brought up a great point. And when I speak about myself, I want to be clear. I am not trying to put myself in the same category athletically as you when it comes to football. I'm going to share my experience. So I don't want to be like, all right,
Oh, wait,
I want to put that out there.
But I do want to say this. Lawrence probably didn't even know that he was talking to the St. Louis Hoop It Up champion. Like, he didn't know that. And so, like, don't. That's right. So, Isaac, don't be minimizing your greatness just because Lawrence are like you still a Hoop It Up champ. You still a Hoop It Up champ.
For sure. But Isaac,
Thank you.
I'm gonna let you finish. But it's really, for all athletes, every athlete ain't got to be a Laurence Maroney to go through it. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
yes.
Wherever walks the stages that athletics took you, I know the pressure of just being an athlete, is a problematic. But go ahead, Isaac.
Facts. But that's exactly the point I was making, because when you like I said, I started at Herbert Hoover just like you. I know I'm like a few years older than you, but I started at Herbert Hoover, right? So I had this. I'm an athlete. Then I go to high school. I'm an athlete. Then I get to college, and then we're always looking ahead towards the NFL or the NBA or whatever. And it got that point in college when that realization hit me that I'm not going pro. So my whole identity at that time was like, who am I going to be now? So it's like I went into a big depression. I know a lot of guys feel this way because, as you said, sports was my way out. We were living in my aunt's house. It was like 13 of us in a 3-bedroom. I'm like, I gotta leave here because we over in Baden. I'm like, I gotta go because something's gonna happen. And so I just speak about that depression and even just taking it back a little bit, right before I went off to college, I had got assaulted. I got beat up. And I didn't even know if I was wanting to even go to college. I was like, I want to stay here. I want to get revenge. And it was the greatest decision I made to go. You know what I'm saying? I got beat up. They robbed me for my pager. And like this.
What?
Don't tell your age, Isaac. Don't tell your age.
Because there's a kid out there, right? Like, what's a pager, Mom? Dad, what's a pager? But why would they take it?
But think about that. Just imagine, I'm not sitting here with you both right now if I go get vengeance because they took a page and $50 out of my pocket and a fake gold chain I had on. You know what I'm saying? But when I think about the depression, I'm like, man, I'm leaving. I'm not going to the NFL. I got to go back home. And I'm looking at it like I'm going back a failure, not realizing like I'm the first person in my family to graduate college. This is an accomplishment.
For sure.
But I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to bring everybody out. We all supposed to be driving Benzes. It's just like, that didn't happen. So can you speak to the depression aspect? Have you ever experienced like depression as it relates to sports?
Man, that was the biggest thing, man. Like for me, like, so, you got to think about it. My last time with me playing football was 2011, right? And at 2011, I'm only 26. That means, and I didn't already played 5 years in the NFL at by the age of 26. And so
Wow.
when it was taken away from me, no, nothing about me said that my football career was going to be over at 26. It's like I felt like
26.
I had so much to offer the game. I had so much to prove to the game that I belonged, that it wasn't just luck that I made it out of Norman. It wasn't luck that I was a star in Minnesota. Like, I truly belong here. This is where I belong,
Yeah.
and it just shows, to all the off the field decisions people make, man. You have to be conscious and be aware of some of the decisions. And by me being so young, I wasn't mentally there. You know what I'm saying? I didn't understand it. I don't what you mean leave my friends? What you mean turn my back on my family because of whatever they got going on? What you mean? I don't want to be a role model. Play football,
Ball and
hang with my friends and family,
be comfortable.
have a good
Yep.
time. So when it all took it away from me, it's like basically how you felt in college. Like, oh my God, like, because all I ever did was sports, and it's just like, I didn't made this name for myself, and it's like they put me on this pedestal because of sports. And
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't have a trade. I don't know how to change tires or build things or none of that. So when they it was like you said, it was a whole identity thing. Like, who am I? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What do I supposed to be? So like depression and anxiety was like my biggest issues, man. It was like the biggest hurdles to try to
Yeah.
overcome.
Lawrence, one time Isaac and I were discussing how there is kind of like a myth that women are more depressed than men. And then I was like, oh, no, 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 no. There's so many men who are depressed. It just looks
For
different, you
sure.
know? So, for example, especially Black women we have a lot of high functioning depression. So that looks like we going to work, we are doing everything. I come home, I sleep, eat, repeat, right?
Right.
That is one way depression can look. Everyone else thinks, oh, you can't get out of bed. That's what depression looks. So can you maybe speak to exactly like how did your depression look, or if you see that it looks different in men and women?
Well, for me, it looked like on the outside, me putting up this barrier, because like as an athlete, I was always taught never let them see you sweat. And so even though I know at one point in time, it came to a point where I couldn't even buy my kid a candy bar, but in people's eyes, that's still Laurence Maroney. So it's like, now I got to put on this persona like I'm still the guy that the world wants me to be. And that was the
Hmm.
hard part because at some point in time, like I was too busy trying to live where who I felt like everybody else expected me to be. And that was the hard part because it's like now I feel like I'm living two double lives. It's like when I come outside, I got to put this jacket and this coat and this persona on that, oh, I'm Laurence Maroney. I'm the NFL superstar. And it's like, but behind the scenes, I go to bed and sit in dark corners at night trying to figure out how did I allow myself to get here? And one world, the next minute I'm back here. Like, man, how do I get from here? How do I get myself back to level ground? And then so it's just really in watching all friends and everybody turn your back because when you're on top and everybody feel like you got issue, phone calls was ringing every day, every 5 minutes. Where
Yep.
who's gonna call? What we gonna do? Let's get up. And then when you become unbeneficial to people,
Mm.
now it's like nobody checks on you, nobody calls you,
Man.
phones drop, and it's just like
That's and that's betrayal trauma. Like, yes, what you feel because I held you down for so long, and when I need somebody, it feels like I'm by myself.
and it was.
So,
It ain't no feel like it. That's just the reality. You are by
well, yeah.
yourself, and so now your mind just goes so many different places, like a bunch of fake love. Like, how could I be blind? How can I be so green? Like, dang, I thought these was my day ones. Thought these was my dogs. It's like when y'all was going through y'all things, even though I had my family and my career going on, I still made sure I was there for y'all. And granted, listen, for me personally, it wasn't like, I was expecting my friends to do something for me financially because, listen, I know y'all situations ain't too much change. So I know from a financial standpoint, it ain't too much that y'all can do for me. But it was just the fact that when I looked around, I looked and, was nobody there. And you know what I'm saying? It's like, where is y'all at when I need you? You know, because then everybody, oh, now it's, I have to do this with my life. I got to get this in order. But it was like, where was that at when I when I had to do it for you guys? And so for me, you know, like the
Right.
depression and anxiety, the felt of being used, the fact that,
Mm,
you know, now you don't feel like you're no longer a star. You feel like because football gone, the value of you left. And so, you know, it took me a
mm.
minute to really reclaim my value, because like at the end of the day, whether I'm on this football field or not, still Laurence Maroney. I still did
Facts.
amazing things. I still accomplished dreams that a lot of kids want to accomplish. And I had to realize that.
Got you. And one of the things, taking it back a little bit, when you talk about depression and anxiety, when right when I was about to go off to college, I remember like I had been an athlete my whole life, and so if I'm being honest, I didn't work hard in the classroom. Like I was doing enough to stay eligible. I was like I didn't realize I was intelligent until I later on in life. Like, cause I was always just kind of winging it. But can you talk about what you felt? Because I don't. For me, I was the first time leaving home was going off to college, and I had all this anxiety. Like, am I smart enough for college? Am I gonna flunk out? What's it gonna be like? None of my family or none of my boys there. I'm treating it like I'm going into like the prison. Like I'm treating it like I'm going into the pen. I'm like I'm ready to knuckle up if
You
I
gonna
got
take
to. I gotta represent for St. Louis. Like that's my mindset when I went in, and that's where I met Roy. Man, Roy got cool in my first college. But can you speak about when you went off into leaving home? I don't know if it's your first time
Oh,
leaving
for
home or
sure.
not, but just going
Listen,
off to
listen,
college.
Isaac, me and you are what they say, two of the same, my brother. So I was the, I was the same way, like, but unfortunately, like I knew I was smart. You know what I'm saying? I
Mhm.
knew I was smart. I just didn't believe in homework. Cause I feel like, you know, as long as you
Okay.
get me to do work at school, like I'm gonna do that. And, you know,
Yeah.
but still in all too, I realized that, you know, unfortunately school and sports go hand in hand. So
Mhm.
I was bare minimum type of guy. I'm gonna give you bare minimum for me to stay on this field. Now,
Yeah.
can I give you A's and B's? Yeah. But all this extra time that I gotta put into giving you A's and B's, I need to be putting
It
in
ain't worth
to
it.
me being athletic.
Watch it
You
fail. Yeah.
know what
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Right.
So
Right.
listen,
Right.
I'm gonna give you just enough so you say I'm on the field. So I was like a 2.8, 2.9 type
Hey,
of guy.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
hear me?
that's
Yeah.
not bad.
Listen,
That's not bad.
listen. It is when you got your
I think.
friends around you and they 3.0, 3.5, and they trying to make you look bad. And it's like, I really could be that. I just choose not to. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah,
too
but
big.
y'all got the same degree.
I'm
Y'all
God.
got the
Listen,
same
and I tell
degree.
them all that. Listen, you know, I make fun of my friends all the time. I'm like, man, y'all graduated super cum laude and all these, and I still went to a Power Five college.
Hey.
Yeah.
But yeah, to Isaac, it was like that, man. And I first went to Minnesota, man, it was just going to a predominantly white school. It's just
Yeah.
a culture shock in
Oh yeah,
itself,
coming from a
coming
Normandy.
from Norman. You know what I'm saying? I didn't believe them people like me. I just felt like they had
Yeah.
and it was draining, man. It felt like I couldn't do no wrong, to where it's like I almost felt like giving up. I used to call my mom every day, like, Mom, I think I made a bad decision. You know, I'm not afraid of competition and on no
Yeah.
level. You know, I'm a baller, I'm an athlete, I'm a dog like that. Like I know when it comes to the athletics, I got this down to a science. I don't care who on the other side of the field. Like I believe in me that much. I know what I offer when it comes to sports. But you know,
Facts.
when I went there, it was just so much negative, like bad footwork, bad vision, bad this. And I'm like, man, Lord, I ain't never heard coaches keep talking to me like this.
Right. Right.
So it was draining, man. And it took from that one senior to really come to me. It was like, man, I see these people taking your fire. I see the fire in your eyes. Don't let them take your fire. That little conversation that nudged me to keep
Facebook.
going. And I knew, you know, my greatness, man. It was just like I couldn't just give up and quit the first time adversity hit me, man. I think that's what it really was. I wasn't really used to adversity because I've always been the guy, always been the man.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? So I didn't really know what adversity looked like. didn't know how, and that's what it was. It was just like they was just putting obstacles in front of me, just seeing if I was gonna give up, and it was just couldn't. Even though I had one point in time, they almost had me, but I couldn't, man. I just kept pushing, and eventually, got to the promised land.
For sure.
I just want to say that your transparency today is amazing. And I'm so appreciative that you're willing to share with folks what a lot of people want, because it's not easy to talk about how we feel. It's easy to talk about all your accomplishments. It's easy to talk about, everything we did to get there, but it's not easy to talk about those dark days because we all have them.
For sure.
Some that I read the other day is like every billionaire has had a depressive episode or two. And the thing that we don't look at is our family genetics and how that plays into our depression. A lot of us are, our parents were depressed. We just didn't know it.
Right.
Or our grandparents were depressed and we didn't know it. And so now we have this not only external factor, we got a whole nother internal factor as far as increasing the likelihood of us having cyclical depression. And so what that means is that your depression will come back. And it's okay. Like that's just a part of it. But the more we learn how our depression looks, what the indicators are, and the ways that we can get better, the easier it is to handle those when they come.
For sure.
I don't know.
And for
Yeah.
me, it was more so as like I just like to be honest and upfront, man. And just accept it for what it is. And I don't really want the bad times or that depression or the negative to define me. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
I'm way much more than that. You know what I'm saying? And it took great people to be around me to really get me to understand that. You know what I'm saying? My purpose here in life is not fulfilled. That was one part of my life, becoming successful, making it to the NFL, living out my dreams. But it's for me, and it's got to be more to me to that. And I didn't want that all the negative and all the bad stuff to find me. So it's just now me being more open about it because I just want kids to understand it's gonna happen. And
Yeah.
you have to embrace it and figure out ways to get through it. And that's what I really wanted this event to really be about, for them to see that. You know what I'm saying? To open myself up,
Right.
to be like, listen, Stu, no matter how good you think I had it, or how good you think I have it now, just like y'all started from where y'all started from, and I still deal with regular everyday stuff that regular everyday people deal with. You know what I'm saying? Life is not peaches and cream. Like, yeah, from a financial standpoint, yeah, I'm back comfortable and back okay, but it was still
Talk about it.
it
Talk
was
about it.
still, a lot of work and dedication that had to go behind it. A lot of drive, a lot
Yeah.
of soul searching, you know what I'm saying? Joking and be like, you could have gave it to me in a different way, but I think the way it was given to me, myself. You know what I'm saying? I learned what I can handle and what I can and I can't handle. So I think everything happens for a reason, man. And I just really just want the kids and the future, the people that's coming underneath me to understand, like, it's not gonna be a straight ride. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have your
Right.
turns, you're gonna have your back steps, your backtrackings, you know what I'm saying? But it's just always, long as we pushing forward and thinking about the positive, there's always gonna see light at the end of the tunnel.
That's a fact, and those are bars, and something that you brought up, Lawrence.
All bars.
Right, a great point when you were speaking about going to college and being criticized. And again, when you're thinking about most people that go to college, you were the person, the man, the woman at your high school. So when you get to college and then you're watching game films, and now you're in a room with people who may be 3 or 4 years older than you, and so now you got to catch up to that speed, and now you're getting criticized by your coaches, and they're analyzing everything. Like, you've been blocking one way, but now this is how we want you to block here. You've been carrying the ball. So it's like they change a lot of things about you, and for a lot of people, that's a huge adjustment just in itself, knowing that you're going to have to earn it. Like, you're going to be criticized by even like so many people, your position coach, and then the coordinator, and then the head coach.
Then your
Where in
teammates.
high school, a lot of time, and your teammates. Let's not even forget about them. And a lot of times in high school, it's just like, you that dog. So it's kind of like you walking on water. But one thing I did want to ask you, some people don't fully understand that when you go off to college, life is still going on back at home. And so when I was in college, I seen a person close to me, they got arrested. I saw, and then I lost some family members that was really close, and I'm dealing with all that. And now I'm in spring practice, and I just had left my grandmother's funeral, and I'm in spring practice, and then I blew a coverage. Like, I don't know, I was supposed to drop in a third, deep third. I dropped in a flat, something stupid. I was playing safety, and then coaches are yelling at me, and I'm already depressed. I'm grieving, and now these coaches, they still have the same standard. They're not like, Isaac, go talk to a counselor. Nothing. I'm just dealing with all that stress, all the people back at home that's still dealing with whatever. And I just lost my grandmother. Now here y'all telling me to drop in a deep third, watch the tackle pull. Like, I'm right, all this stuff going through my head.
Hey, Isaac, I don't play that. I don't know what you're talking about, but it sounds really good.
You don't play it?
You're like third, I don't know what that
We're
means.
talking about the coverages.
I'm sorry, but
I understand I wear glasses, but I was lost in the sauce there. I didn't know what was going on.
Little football terminology. Listen, I'm not on defense either, but I definitely follow them. And Isaac, to what you were saying, it's all true, man. And I think me going to Minnesota was the biggest blessing ever, because one, as much as I wanted to go to a college that was close, for all my friends and family can come, man, it allowed me to focus, man. And I think I was so driven on making it to the NFL. Like, I'm not saying I didn't care what was going on at home, but I couldn't allow it to distract me, man. And I tell people all the time, I didn't go to college to make friends, none of that. Like, I came here to change the dynamics of my family, and the only way I can do that, if I can make it, you know what I'm saying? I watched my lived in the middle class, and I think that was worse than being poor. You know what I'm saying? Because the middle class, you really ain't got it, but then they say you got enough, so you don't get the extra help.
So you can't get that help. Yep.
So it was just bad, man. But just watching her be a single parent, working way out in Fenton, to where she there for 8 hours, coming home, taking me to practice, still coming home, keeping the house tidy, still coming home, making sure it's a cooked meal. I used to be wanting McDonald's, and she say, "No, we getting McMaronis." And I was like,
delicious.
And I understand it now. Listen, I get it, but that was my drive, changing it. And it was like, tell everybody, like, no matter what is going on the outside world, like, we can't take our eye off the prize. Like, I didn't, came here for the education slightly, but I'm telling you nowadays, for sure take it.
Right. Right. Father Time is undefeated.
Sure.
You gotta have something to fall on.
See, but even that, and I'm glad you said that, and I'm gonna come back to it because I be all over the place. What I say? It's hard for me to accept that concept of having a plan B, something to fall back on, and it's just me personally. This is my personal thing, because it's just like, if I have a plan B or I have something to fall back on, it's like, well, that's me saying that I just didn't give my dream 100%.
Oh, Laurence, I do not like that, sir. That's not fair to you.
It's not, but it's like, that's the way my mind think. I can't say I'm giving football everything I got if I'm planning on if it don't make it. Like, and I'm not.
No, because it's. Listen, but I look at it different.
Listen, we can. I'm just telling you my point of view of.
I like it.
I looked at it. It was just like, I can't say I'm giving it 100 if I got this plan. And I used to tell people all the time, they was like, "But what if football don't make it?" Well, we'll cross that bridge when that happens. But until the end, it gotta make it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have no choice.
Yeah.
I don't have a trade. I don't have nothing secondary. Like, I'm telling you, I'm giving this 100% of me. I'm giving it my.
That's a lot of pressure.
It is, but
yeah,
I wasn't built to pipe.
It made you what you are. Yeah.
Right. So I wasn't busting. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just didn't have no choice. I didn't have no options. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I took the education, I got it while I was there. But let's just be honest too. How much of that, when it comes to school, we even gonna retain and use in regular real day life anyway? And so to me, it was like, yeah, I can have this degree, but what do it mean? You know, at the end of the day,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
That
When I
makes
can
sense.
give my 100 to this, I'm gonna give this game everything I got to where I know at the end of the day, if it don't make it, I can go to sleep good at night. I can know like I played my hardest. I gave it my all. Like what I didn't never want to be as an athlete when I look back at a game, like damn, if I ran the ball a little harder in the third quarter, maybe my team could have won.
Cause
If I
it's,
didn't take a
yeah.
couple plays off, maybe I could have got that touchdown for my team to win. Like I didn't. That's the as an athlete, that's the worst feeling in the world to have. Like when you feel like, dang, you didn't give something your all, and now the loss is because of you. And we maybe it wasn't because of you, but it's like now you feel that way because it's like, man, I took them plays off. I didn't go hard. I know when they tackled me, I could have kept stretching for yards, but I was tired. I was giving up. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't never want to feel like
Right.
that. So for me, like I gave ball and I gave athletics everything I had to offer. You know, I give it my all. I wanted to give it 100. You know what I'm saying?
100.
And
Yeah.
that's I feel like that's the
No,
only way
that makes sense.
for me to succeed. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want a plan B because like now I'm giving football 70 and I got this plan B over here 30, and it's just like at this point I'm not giving neither one 100. So it's like how do I
Right.
expect either one of them to work?
No, that makes a lot of sense, and I totally get that. If you guys want to hear more from Lawrence, May 6th, Normandy High School. We'll be out there. Maintaining Sanity crew will be there. Lawrence will be as transparent as he is right now. And so, like, it's a great family event, a great, as you said, reintroduction. I love how you said that, like breathing life back into it. I'm all about plants, so that made
For sure. And
sense
we definitely
to me.
got what's good, man. We got a guy coming out, a vendor that does gardening. And man,
Oh,
and so
I'll be
so
at that.
he
I'll be at his
so
booth.
he'll be there, you know what I'm saying? Because they definitely want to bring gardening to the community, man. You know what I'm saying? Teaching our kids how to make fresh food. And I could like I said, I need to go watch it too. Me and you both gonna be there. Because
Hey, I'll be
what the
there.
world coming to, I'm gonna need to know how to grow some tomatoes and
Yeah.
feed myself and survive.
True, and
For
also
sure.
gardening is a great coping skill for people with
For
anxiety,
sure.
depression. If you can like growing something, it's almost sometimes like growing
For sure.
yourself, like because you're gonna grow is what you make grows. And so awesome idea to have somebody that's into gardening
For
there
sure.
because that's an excellent way for people to learn how to work through their anxiety without necessarily having to
Oh
talk
yeah,
about it. Lawrence, you are brilliant. You are
no,
brilliant, brother.
listen,
You out there.
I can't take credit, man. I got a wonderful team, man. They definitely do their part and they definitely make me look great. You know what I'm saying? So before I take all credit, man, my team definitely they show up and show out, man, to put on. And so with that, you know, like I say, besides the garden, man, we got a few other like, non-physical activities. I know I setting up like a little paint station because I know that's more of a little relaxing little thing for people to sit there
It
and paint.
is. Yes.
We definitely got a lady that's gonna have a little meditation time segment that go there that's gonna do meditation, and we also, right now reaching out to yoga, so we definitely want like a yoga session, what I'm saying, to be able to provide it there
Yeah.
besides all the other physical activities that we got going on for kids to just run around, let their head down, and competitive things to do, say besides the music and food. We just come out and just have a good time, man. And like I say, we're gonna have a lot of resource for vendors like you guys to where we want them guys to come sit on this show like I am. You know what I'm saying? And see if
Yeah.
we can get them to talk about their stuff. And because y'all are therapists. And Isaac, I tell you, boy, that was a this therapist thing you guys. I did not see this coming. Tricked me.
What'd he
But
do?
I never knew Isaac. Listen, times me and Isaac hang out, we have fun, I joke and call him LL. You know what I'm saying? That's what he
He
did.
does. He does.
That's an inside joke.
I ain't
That's
even
an
gonna say.
inside joke. But
No,
listen,
he look like
did I ever know he was a therapist? Like, I'm like, wow, man, you held that one good.
Well, and that's part of our show's platform and mission is to normalize therapy. Show you therapists are just regular people. We can talk, we can talk and help you understand what's going on with you. The more you understand yourself, the more you can love
Sure.
yourself and know that like there's nothing, there's nothing wrong with me. So Isaac, way to help out the therapist people, brother. Way to have us looking good.
I'm glad. And I do. And I try to normalize it. I want people to see I got a t-shirt and a hat on. Like I'm a regular dude. Like I want to meet you where you're at. So I try to definitely normalize the therapy experience. And one of the things too, Laurence, when you speak about the community and speak about the kids, that's why I think this event is so powerful because you're giving back in such a meaningful way, and letting kids know it's okay to talk about these things. It's okay to talk about the pressure of trying to perform and be on a team. And one of the things me and Eugena was even talking about on one of our last episodes was just celebrating being a part of a team. A lot of times when a person say, I'm on a team, we like, oh, how many points did you score? How many touchdowns did you score? Versus just normalizing, hey, you made the team. You were part of because we know it's going to be those dogs that's able to go to the next level. But being a part of the team is you still have work.
Right.
We still want to celebrate you just for being able to do that. So I always try to. So I'm so happy for this event and you giving back and being a face of not just sports but mental health. I think it's so dope. So when y'all saw about it, I was quick. I was texting Briante like, hey, I want to be a part of this. Let me know.
When the text came through, I'm like, what? Isaac a therapist? I did not see this. Listen, we definitely happy, man. Like I say, man, we definitely appreciate it, man, because at the end of the day, it's all about helping each other out, man, and it is all for the positivity of the community, man, and to give back. And if I can help you guys promote your show and make this show bigger because it's needed, and it's cool because it's just like y'all are therapists too, and you've been able to just talk and giving people, when you think about therapists, people think about sitting on the chair, laying down.
Yeah, stuffy. Yeah.
But what you say is just enlightening, when that maybe was the practices and the techniques back in the day, but just like you say, it's not even what people are seeing it to be. It's still a fun segment to where, like, yeah, you opening up and letting people in your life, but at the end of the day, if they can give you tools to help and to relax the stresses and the anxieties, I think it's only right, man, and it's okay not to be okay. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
So,
Ooh.
So it just really just.
We got one last question, and this is very important, Laurence. And
put the pressure on me like that.
I'm trying. I mean, it's like we about to find out for real, like what game you really are repping, and that is how do you drink your water? Ice cold, or do you like it room temperature?
I'm gonna keep it all the way G-Funk. I don't know which one you is, man, but I'm athlete, man. That thing got to be cold, man.
Talk about it, Laurence. Talk about it.
That thing got to be cold, man. Listen, my girl, she definitely like room temperature water. I feel like.
Oh man, good luck, bro. Good luck.
I feel like one to get you full too quick. It's like no, it ain't right. Ice cold water is nothing better.
It's not refreshing. I'm just like drinking something.
I think I can drink way more water when it's cold than I can just room temperature. If that's the only thing I got, yeah, I'm stuck. But I prefer cold water.
And that is why you are a genius. That's why you are an official friend of the pod.
Yeah, you're still my friend, but I disagree with you.
I got a question.
I need room temperature.
I got a question.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
This is boy to boy, athlete to athlete, right? You in tour days. You might not know about this. You in tour days, right? Right, Isaac? We in tour days.
Right. Yeah.
We got to start getting it. When we get that water break, do you want that room temperature water? Or do you want that cold water?
I want to go to that in that
That's
scenario. Absolutely, absolutely.
the,
I'm just saying, any other time I wanted room temperature.
like,
But yeah, if I'm out there sweating, yeah, of course, bring me some ice
Hey,
cold. Right.
Lawrence, way to bring him back. Way to bring him back. That's the importance of knowing your people, and that's why it's very important to have a therapist that you can connect with because you can figure those things out. I just don't.
also,
I'm just happy you're here,
I'm
Lawrence, and
glad
not
that,
him.
we definitely putting the panel on too, Isaac, and the importance of having you because it's just like,
Okay.
we definitely want a panel on there. We're just trying to make it figure out what that looks like. But Isaac, I definitely want you on there because
Got you.
not only you're a therapist, you're an athlete. And it's just like, think about it. As an athlete, Isaac, when your coaches talk to you and your coaches ain't never played a down of football, how that look? They gonna go in one ear and out the other.
Right.
But
right,
then when you got
right. Because they don't have
one of them
no,
guys that come
right.
back from college or played and come talk to you, you're gonna be more hands-on listening because it's just like you've been through it. You can speak on it. It's hard to listen to people
Facts.
when you feel like you can't connect with them or they can't connect with you because they don't understand you.
Exactly.
And that's why it's important to have you on there because it's like you were the athlete. You were them. Now you just happen to after athletics, go on and do something else, and now you're a therapist. So it's like you have been had an athletic mind. You know what the struggle you've been through it. So it's like for sure, man. I'm glad that we able to get you on the panel, man, to speak on it. And like I say, man, we just wanted to be more resourceful, man, and have vendors out there, therapists. I'm not saying y'all looking for clients, but just really, have therapists on set and resources out there just for people can know where to go, who to talk to, what I'm saying, how to deal with it, man. Like I say, we got Art coming out there putting on the gym because like some people mental might be health issues, weight issues. They might not be
Yeah.
from an athletic standpoint, and maybe they got mental issues because people talking about their weight, they might be weight conscious. So it's like I want to try to provide every resource for every different type of mental health that can. I know I might not be able this year to to touch every last one of them as this thing
Mhm.
grow. I want to be able to
Right.
provide being a rape victim, being a beating victim, from whatever. I want to be able to provide resources for whatever type of mental health somebody's dealing with. I think this year, me coming from an athlete, I can talk from that standpoint. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely want to have therapists and resources available for all types.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. That is awesome, man. We're so glad to have you on. We definitely appreciate you being a guest. We definitely look
Yes.
forward to
You say
the event. Again,
round
it's
up the
March.
applause.
Rev it up,
For sure, for sure.
man.
No, man, it's been good. I'm excited. Like I said, please come out. It's May 6th from 10 to 3 at Normandy High School. Come out, meet Laurence Maroney, meet some great vendors, great resources. Come out, family, bring your family out, have fun, relax, and let's normalize talking about mental health. It's okay to not be okay, and know that we're all dealing with something. We get it. We're all going through
Big
something,
facts.
and what goes in has to come out. So make sure, just talking about it, I may not be able to fix your issue, but I'm gonna give you a place to land. So taking some of what's on your shoulders and putting it on mine. So get it off your chest. Let's talk about it in a healthy way. I'm not gonna put you down. I ain't gonna shoot the dozens. I ain't gonna make fun of you. I'm gonna support you and know, like, bro, I've been there. I know what that's like, feeling like sports is your way. I know what it's like, feeling like you got to pull your whole family out this environment. I know those feelings, and I know the feelings of feeling betrayed, of your body betraying you and getting injuries and not being able to play no more, trying to figure out who you are outside of the football, outside of basketball, outside of your perspective sports. So I think this event is so dope. So happy to have you on the show. So happy to be a part of it. We look forward to being there on May. Eugene, is there anything else you want to add? Or Lawrence, anything else you want to add before we get
Well,
out of
just
here?
follow my page, LM39 Foundation on Instagram and Laurence Maroney on Instagram. To stay up with the events and man, so just be watching out for us in the future. We got more events putting on, actually putting in plans of putting on my football camp in July. So, you know, we definitely got more things.
Oh, that'd
We
be
got more, definitely
awesome.
got more things coming, man. And so, you know, we just really getting back out here, man, and it's just really just trying to be one for the community. So I feel like Lil Durk and Hayden, I'm the voice of the streets. Who better than me to speak for us?
For
Talk
sure.
about it.
Mr.
Talk
314
about it.
himself. Mr. 314
Yes.
himself, man, for sure.
I don't think I can say anything else, but check us out at www.msanitypodcast.com. We will definitely look at our community page. We will have links to Lawrence's social media and St. Louis. Let's represent and let's celebrate one of our own and what he's trying to do.
Appreciate y'all.
For sure,
Thanks for
for
having
sure.
me again.
Thank you, my friend. Definitely be in touch
All
with
right.
you soon.
All right.
All right.
See you, Lawrence. Nice
All right.
meeting you.